How do you meet things that you cannot control? What's your practice when you face a person whose behavior falls outside of what you desire? Maybe a situation at work that you wish were otherwise. Maybe you've been just met with various disappointments that leave you really trying to change it. How do you handle that? What's either your conscious practice, meaning something that you have learned how to do intentionally in order to meet those moments, or your unconscious default? Now, you might think, well, if it's an unconscious default, how do I know? Well, it would be a pattern of behavior. It would be trackable. Whenever I hear something I don't want to hear, or I don't get my way, or I feel an injustice, I become what? I do what? And this is on my mind because in life there are just so many things we cannot control. And it's hard when, say, someone has promised you something or planted a seed that something is to happen, and then you find that slowly you've been strung along, that maybe it won't happen, or maybe it will. But sometime in the future, so far in the distance, that, will I still be here? And that can be hard because we want to have trust. We want accountability. We want flow. Or, let me just personalize that. I am someone who says what I mean and I mean what I say. I'm not someone who dilly-dallies and belabors anything or, leaves you in the wait. Let's dive in and deal with it. Let's address it. Let's be transparent. Let's become clear. And so, let's say for you, you're actually someone who isn't that way. Someone who maybe gaslights, who dilly-dallies, who belabors the matter. Have you given thought to the effect of that cause for others? Have you given thought to the picture it paints of you, or what that means and what it reflects of you? Because there are two sides to this coin. There's the one who wishes the other were different, or the situation, the matter at hand, were different. And then there's the one inside the matter keeping it status quo, or hiding behind something, avoiding, procrastinating, denying, diminishing, belaboring. So I want to plant the seed for both realities. I invite you, should you be the person who is having a hard time being with the strung along, the reality that maybe this person is never going to honor their word or be accountable, I want to plant the seed that you find the place within that gives you back your own power, that gives you back your own peace. Where inside of you do you have resolve and reconciliation? Where you can look at it from a non-personal place. Feel your feelings. Don't cultivate the feelings, but feel them. And as you feel your feelings, go through the process of finding resolve and reconciliation. I disagree with how this is happening. this is not what I was promised or told. I've been here under false pretenses. Maybe this relationship, maybe someone is not honoring that commitment. Whatever it is. And then say to yourself the thing that helps you lessen your suffering, that I am unable to control their behavior. But I am able to control how I respond to it, and even whether or not I still want to stand here in it. I can pivot. I can change. A lot of times we don't pivot and change because we think that where we are is as good as it gets. And that's not so. So I invite that person who wants it to be different, who wants it to be otherwise, to pause, feel your feelings, go within, find the place of resolve and reconciliation that reduces your suffering. And then stand in your power and make some decisions either to pivot or to stay, but to be at peace in the staying and to be at peace with the pivot. And for the other person who is not honoring their word, who's lingering people, stringing them along, who's not being accountable, who's denying, diminishing, avoiding, procrastinating, I invite you to look in the mirror, to peel back the layers of that default behavior so that you can see yourself and sort of the dust that follows you. What is preventing you from simply being honest and clear? Does it make you feel some kind of way? And whatever that way is it better than the reputation that now follows you, that you deny, dismiss, string along, procrastinate, not accountable? Get to know yourself and what you value. Put yourself in another's shoes to see how it feels to be on the receiving end of being gaslit, of saying one thing and doing another, of postponing as if no one is being adversely affected. I invite you to look in the mirror. Because when we are all doing our part, if you are looking in the mirror and I am going within and finding the space and place of reconciliation and resolve, then we can both evolve forward. We need both. Because we are all interrelating. So as we continue to move through time and space together, whether we know each other or not, we're breathing the same air, right? As we go about, may we be mindful that how I move through time and space is affecting your movement through time and space. Is there a way to be more collaborative in that movement? So these are the seeds that I plant on this day, that we look in the mirror and we go within. And as such, we find a path forward of collaboration and connection in this dance of interdependence. May it be so.